All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's get this joint started. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. My name is Wildfang, and of course, we just started off with me and Mr. Darkwave as usual. How you doing, Mr. Darkwave? How you been?
Peachy.
And we have a wild spirit who just randomly joined out of literal thin air. How you doing, madam?
Wah.
Again with the wahs. Ah, yes, life is great. How's life been for you guys?
Same old, same old.
Of course it's the same old, because I'm the best, okay? That's why I'm the best. So now,
Like no one ever was?
shut up. Anywho, today's podcast is sponsored by my penis. So now, all right, let's get down to the gritty.
Well, man, there's definitely no sponsors for this show.
That's definitely no sponsors for this podcast. I really don't care. Anywho, first things first, we forgot to talk about this the last podcast. Besides the fact that there's a huge delay between the last podcast and this podcast, E3, it's dead. How do you guys feel about E3, a beloved special event that happens once every year, except for this year and the year before? How do you guys feel about that?
Quite honest, I mean, E3 kind of became necessary of all the state of plays and all that other shit that's been happening here lately. So them officially dying. I mean, sure, nostalgia will miss it, but I mean, who gives a shit?
I was confused too. I was gonna say, what is the point of E3 besides this nostalgia? Because I feel like Sony, Nintendo, literally just be doing state of plays and shit at this point. So it's like, why would I just did 3 state of plays already? And why the fuck I need to go to E3? To show the same thing I showed in my state of plays? I'm okay. I can sit at home and be in my slippers with my feet up.
I mean, you left when E3? What the hell?
No, I'm joking and saying, like, if I was Sony or if I was Nintendo or just whatever, and I'm doing state of plays, what the hell is the point of me going to E3? There's no point.
I mean, some of the best announcements were made during E3.
Yeah, again, for nostalgia purposes, but I can just do that on my own state of play, which is what I have been doing.
Oh, man.
I'm acting like I'm Sony or Nintendo, but yes.
I know I was being stupid.
Generally, I can just sit at home.
Yeah. The E3 has literally... It's like ever since everyone copied off of Nintendo. Remember when Nintendo was always doing...
Well, I would probably say what didn't help either with COVID kind of also didn't really help, but it also just brought up a point though as well. It's like, well, why sit here, go to this event, do this stuff, have this, set them out this day, this time, well, guess what? I can pick my own day and do literally all shit for me, and it'll be all about me, because it's my state of play.
Makes sense. For me, I'm gonna miss it, but at the same time, it really, after a minute, it just became a shit show, because it's like nothing really, like half the time, unless it was Nintendo, they only showed trailers. So, I didn't really care.
Yeah,
I believe, you said what?
I'm saying, and because everyone does their own state of play, E3 kind of got diminished because all the announcements was already done. You had garbage announcements and shit like that.
Oh yeah. We can. Yeah, it's now like pointless, especially if you already have announced it. And then people can. The best part is people can actually get what they want to see instead of wasting their time watching a whole presentation about nothing. Because we all remember the Xbox One reveal, and that pretty sure
Ridge Racer.
or my favorite TV. in which people cut it down to just the TV. With people, how many times they said TV during their first press conference and then E3, and people just did not give a fuck about that Xbox One, which to this day they still have yet to fully recover from that disaster. Speaking of Xbox, did you guys see what happened to their Redfall?
Yep, it is as one of us probably predicted. Shit, but
oh yeah. Mr. Darkwave, you are officially a man that can easily predict when a game is going to fail, especially if it's a looter shooter. It is, for some reason, a natural gift that comes to you. I don't know how you do it.
Man, it's not that difficult when you look at the track records. How many live service and looter shooter games have been successful? How many? There aren't there.
Destiny?
That's the one. One. I want to reiterate this. One.
You're right. Yeah, it is just Destiny. It's I get you, man. It's just Destiny. It's just Destiny. I get it.
So it's like it's not that hard to predict the track record, and I say the negative things in hopes that I'm proven wrong. I have yet to be proven wrong.
The Vision 2 is a game that came out.
Okay. The game doesn't. I mean, it's not that the game is bad. It's just that the game they do nothing with the game. Like
that's usually the case.
It's like whereas Destiny's updating like every fucking we'll say 3 to 6 months or so. The Vision's like once a year, maybe twice a year with actual content. So it's like, yeah, the game is fine, it's good. I mean, a lot of these games are good and fine and dandy, but they don't do shit with them.
Yeah, Redfall so far marks another downtrend in Xbox's what's the right word to say here? The lack of games that are worth buying an Xbox for.
I don't know if you remember seeing that article I posted in the thing. Sorry, I do tend to put a lot. But he apologized. I forgot what
Phil Spencer did apologize.
Yeah.
He apologized for the shitty game. And I'm like, people wonder why, like, yes, the console wars are pointless.
Yeah,
but
at
this point, it's almost like if I was like a huge Xbox fan, I'd be so goddamn agitated at this point because it's almost like I don't have anything. And then one of the games that they announced is one of the games that literally is talking about coming out, like, you know, Hellblade 2 has been announced like 5 years ago and it's still yet to come out. So now the expectations for that's going to be terrible. Starfield may come out, but when they said they're using the same engine as Skyrim, I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying that. Nor am I even going to remotely even look at that.
Oh, that's what it is? It's going to be the same engine as Skyrim?
Yes, they didn't update the engine.
Nope. That's not it.
If it's free for Game Pass, I'll play it on my PC. But other than that, man, I'm not even going to do that.
Like, I feel like that's the same art. That's like an argument that a lot of people or Xbox people would still just make, and it comes as far as like the Game Pass. But guess what? I got the Game Pass on my damn PC, so I still don't need to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, because even they admit that they're not going to beat Nintendo or PlayStation in the console wars. But as one of my cousins even told this to me. He was like, Game Pass is a good and bad thing. Like, if you're a major company, if you put your stuff on Game Pass, you could possibly be losing a lot of money versus, you know, like an indie company who put it on Game Pass would not affect them very much. And I was like, oh yeah, that actually makes sense.
That can affect the indie company. It can affect them too, because if you're an indie company and you kind of starting up, this is like your first game or something like that you're coming out with. I mean, it's pros and cons to it. Like, okay, yeah, it's good to be on the Game Pass because they get people looking at your game. and there's been like some really popular free games and stuff like that. Not saying that that's bad, but if I want to sit here and keep going and whatever like that, and keep making more, or be a bigger company and stuff, I would want sales.
Yeah.
Well, Xbox pays a shit ton of money for a AAA game to go in there. So I guess maybe they break even at some point because you still got the PlayStation and maybe Switch sales that help them as well. So you have the money that Xbox is. You have the money that and they already said that they give them a substantial, I guess amount to kind of offset the Game Pass situation. So you got Sony, you have the wherever they get from Sony, wherever sales they get from the PlayStation 5 console. If they own the Switch, you get the Switch sales, and then Game Pass is Game Pass. I think Game Pass. I personally think, and if gaming was like in the 2005 era when like gaming was like really booming, I think Game Pass would be bad. But in a day and age where gaming is like most games, like you get 60% unsatisfying and garbage games, and then 40% like really good ones. I think Game Pass is like better because it just saves you a lot of fucking time. Yeah, you're not going out here. Like I'm not going out here spending $70 on say, what's Outriders because I had Game Pass. And I'd have been pissed if I spent that money on Outriders because where's Outriders now? Dead.
Oh yeah, it's dead. It's dead in the water. Even with that DLC that came out, it died horribly.
So it's like
people kept trying to defend that game, and I was like, it's a looter shooter. And it's live service. It's not gonna make it.
They have Origami too. I mean, look at that shit. And Game Pass.
I don't talk about that no more.
It's like if gaming was better, I think that this. I think Game Pass would be kind of shitty. And to like, the AAA, I would still love them regardless, but I'm talking about this in the vacuum. Gaming is bad. Let's just be real. Like, the gaming is, like, you have your gyms out there, yes, you have your Horizons and your God of Wars and all that other shit. Great, that's fine. But out of those 5 games, you're getting like maybe 10 mediocre, not $70 worth of games, and that's where Game Pass comes in. And that's where I think Game Pass is very worth our time, or gamers' time.
And yeah. When it comes to shitty games, you don't have to pay for it. You can just download it.
Now, does that fix Xbox's problems? No.
Fuck no.
Xbox. See, the thing about Xbox is that once upon a time, they had, and it's not like Xbox ever had like a huge, like super huge library of games. They never really did. They had their games. They had like Fable, and they had their like 4 like things, but their library wasn't all like sunshine and rainbows. It was kind of limited. You had your COD, you had your Halos and your Gears. The difference is at that time, those games were like god tier level games. So people held in such high esteem. If you really look on the surface, what has Xbox really ever had? I mean, I'm not talking about like stuff like Future Frenzy and shit like that. I'm talking about like AAA, like legitimate titles. What have they really ever had? They had Fable at one point in time in their life, but I mean, Fable is Fable. Ultimately, I wouldn't say it like failed, but the third one was disappointing to most people.
Oh my god, that game was not good. It was just not good.
Like it wasn't like bad, but if you compare it to Fable 2, I mean, it was awful. Yes, and everything was bad compared to Fable 1. So it really gets to a point where it's like this notion that Xbox, doesn't have games. I mean, we've known this for the last 15 years. They really haven't. And the games that they had are no longer at that higher echelon of games. God of War. Halo is pretty good right now. Gears of War is its franchise that should have long been dead. Uh, Now, Fable is coming back, but not coming back because Fable. And what else? I mean, they got four. They got Forza, which is always good. Probably the best racing game, racing simulator game around, easily. It's not even close. And Gran Turismo doesn't kind of offer enough to even compete. So it's like, what do they? I mean, they don't. I mean, sure. They had NFL Fever at one point in time, but I mean, no one has NFL games except for EA, so that's a moot point. Sony's always been in pocket with Naughty Dog and all these other guys, so it's like anyone coming in, like Xbox coming in really at a disadvantage from day one in terms of like trying to get exclusive content. But yeah. Could they do better? Obviously. Should their studios I'm not making excuses for them. But their studios have made, other things than just fucking Halo and Gears of War? Absolutely. And they should have. Easily. They should have done that. But they didn't. And now they're paying for it. We're not going to bring up, the reports of Sony maybe telling people not make games. We don't. That's a moot point.
Yeah,
you can use that if you want. If you're a microbot out there, you can use that. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but at the end of the day, Xbox not only did it to themselves, but they didn't really have a show. They didn't really have a chance when it comes to this like buying the consoles for exclusive. They didn't really have a shot. Unless you're Nintendo, you don't have a shot. That's Xbox's fault as well.
Yeah, essentially. But the thing about Nintendo is they make you want their games. Like, hell, Tears of the Kingdom is really good. I'm surprised Guerrilla Games didn't come out with anything when Tears of the Kingdom came out. I'm very surprised. Wink, wink. Yeah, I agree with that 110%. Like, if Xbox would come out with something, that would be very amazing. Because at this point, it's... like, I generally don't... besides old shit, I generally don't care when they announce things. But yeah, this is coming out for Xbox. So I'm like, oh, okay. Or like one time when Yakuza finally got to Xbox, I was like, oh wow, a game I've been playing for like 10 years. Jesus Christ. It's at this point, it's just like, okay. And oh yeah, I can't wait to see what they try to do. I hope they can come out with some better stuff, but as of right now, in my mind, it's almost like I don't see anything.
I think at this point, their studios, whomever they have in there, I don't know what they're capable of doing. I don't know what they're capable of making. Xbox right now, in terms of games exclusive games and system sellers, if you will, they're in a very tight bind. Because if they do something, say, similar to Horizon, people are going to say, oh, look, Xbox copying Horizon. If they do something similar to God of War, oh, look at them copying God of War. If they do something similar to fucking Sonic or Mario, oh, look at them. They are legitimately in a shit situation. Xbox's problem for however many years relied solely on fucking Halo, and then when they got Gears of War, they relied on those two games. And I understand it. Halo 1, 2, and I guess you could say 3 there was no games like it at the time, and Xbox Live was a juggernaut in itself. Because PlayStation's online was horrendous, and it was basically
it was back then.
So Xbox had the advantage. Xbox had the advantage with the 360 as well, because again, they're online. This is when online gaming was just getting booming. This is right in the start when online gaming was really starting to take off, and PlayStation's online was horrendous. No game, no cross game chat, No, none of this shit. Xbox had all that, and then on top of that, you released Gears of War, which, again, at that time, a fucking masterpiece. The first Gears of War game. It's booming. It's basically then you got Halo 3, which obviously the success of Halo 2. These are the games they focused on, and they had nothing in the background. They had nothing in Fable, but Fable at that point.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Fable 2 and 3. Again, they weren't bad games, but they didn't even continue with those. They stopped with those after the third one. So you never even seen you got the Fable remaster or whatever it was. I forgot what year it came out, but that was much later. But I mean, that's not enough for a system seller or anything like that. This Fable was never that to begin with.
And then they announced the Fable, which yet to see the light of day.
Yeah, they announced it. One got MMO or co-op type one that got canned, and then this fourth one that is in fucking limbo somewhere. It's down there with Beat Down. I mean, it's sad. At Xbox, in terms of exclusive games, Xbox will never, partly due to their fault and partly due to partly to Sony having connections. I mean, it's both things. Their fault for not building multiple different just ending franchises. Like, you could have made other first-person shooters. If you wanted to be the FPS console, you could have done it, but you can't just keep relying on fucking Halo and like thinking that's going to keep going. Like, no. Halo.
Oh, nah. It died on 4.
Yeah, people want
5 stumped it. Yeah.
And they
shit was bad.
So, Gears of War, I mean, the third one should have been it. And then we get 4, and then we get 5, and then Judgment, and Pocket Gears, and all this other garbage shit that we got.
Gears Tactics is actually good.
That's fine, but I mean, it's not it's not going to save Xbox.
True.
Nothing will save. I mean, the only thing that can save Xbox is that they need to find an identity. Xbox and PlayStation's identity is genuinely exclusive. If you really want to think about that, is their identity. Exclusive games on their console.
Yep.
Xbox, they need to find one. I don't know what they do. I can't predict. If there's these type of games called MMOs that typically always go to PC. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it would save them, but if they made their console a destination for MMOs, maybe that would maybe help. Like, they gotta start cutting deals with people. I mean, Sony did. Nintendo has their own shit. They have decades upon decades. No one's gonna get tired of Mario and Zelda and all them because, I mean, it's Mario, Zelda, and all that shit. And they're like god tier. All their games are like top tier masterpieces at all times. I mean, Zelda is, basically Final Fantasy, except always good.
I mean, he's right though. Speaking of Nintendo, I know we also didn't talk about this. What did you guys think about Nintendo suing that guy and that guy owing them for the rest of his life?
What are they suing for again? I don't.
They pirated and sold like mods and stuff, but they usually sold mods for the Switch. And I'm of two minds of it. I'm like, why? Nintendo didn't have to go OC, but they're not in the wrong in the slightest.
I feel like that they're probably just using him just as an example, which sucks.
They said this.
Yeah, because that Nintendo pocket change for them at this point. That's literally like lunch money. That's lunch money. That would probably be enough for like maybe 5 employees to get some DoorDash every week or something. But so that's pocket
Yeah.
change. But I mean, like you mentioned, not really wrong. When you fucked up, when you got caught, stupid shit, you got good punishment. Unfortunately, it's for the rest of your life.
Yeah, because to pay back those millions, you have to. Yeah, he only paid back 25 while he was in prison. But end of the day, there were people like Nintendo, you're fucked up, blah blah blah. I was like, end of the day, Nintendo's in the right because that's their shit. Now, if he didn't, now it would be a difference if he wasn't charging anything and he wasn't doing anything that was a little fucked up, especially with their Switch. Then yeah, I could be more lenient toward him, or be more sympathetic. But I can't. He was doing shit for the Switch. They were actively losing money, and he was charging. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's not good. When motherfuckers are day one playing Bayonetta 3 without having to pay for it, then yes, I can't really fucking be mad.
Yeah, Nintendo's not Sony when it comes
Nintendo.
to the PSP.
Yeah.
And we all remember how the PSP was.
Yeah.
Nintendo's not them. Nintendo will go out there and shut that shit down with no exceptions.
Yeah.
Sony on the other hand,
Yeah,
apparently.
Sony does not care. As long as you don't try to, rob them.
I
That's all they
mean,
care
the
about.
PSP, they were basically being robbed in broad day. The shit you could do with that fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of cracked down on the Vita and all that shit, but the PSP, I mean, that was that console. You bought that console, and it was basically just highway robbery. You just bought it for free games.
Yeah, but the fucked up part is, I'm pretty positive that they were like, oh, our PSP sales have gone through the roof. People are pirating games, but the PSP sales have gone through the roof. Who cares?
Oh, of course. I mean, Sony can get. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, Sony was in competition with the 3DS, and they're like, oh, we're making Boku amounts of cash. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't give a shit about the developers of these games that are being fucking stolen every fucking week.
Yeah. The games was
So they cracked down with the Vita. But
oh yeah, the Vita. You can't do the same shit with the Vita, but yeah, I remember that shit. That shit was hilarious.
You can't blame them. I'll probably done the same shit. If it's like, if it's not my development team suffering, fuck it. If I'm making sales and I'm in competition. But Nintendo isn't like that, so it's tough shit for the guy who, like if he didn't make a profit, like if he wasn't making any profit and they did that shit, I'd have been like, that's fucked up. You really ain't making a profit.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Yeah.
But the fact that he made a profit,
Yeah,
I mean, sorry, dude, you can't do that type of shit and make a profit off of it. It's just not how things work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why at the end of the day, I'm just like, while people are like getting mad at Nintendo, I'm like, what part are they doing that's really fucked up or wrong? He has to pay for the rest of his life. That's not your problem. He has to pay for the rest of his life because he decided to sell hacks for Nintendo and charge for it like an idiot. He could have did it for free or just had it for free like people do. People emulate their games consistently. It doesn't matter. You don't charge for that shit. I haven't paid for an emulator.
Exactly. They both said
Yes,
that point.
they shut shit down.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's better to get a cease and desist and you just have to shut it down than fucking having to pay millions your entire life while behind bars. Like, I'm pretty sure 90% of people will take a cease and desist.
Yeah, cease and desist and call it the fucking day.
Because that shit all the time. So.
Oh yeah, unless they see something and they're like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Like Mega Man X Street Fighter, which was made by a random dude. Capcom so was like, fuck it.
Yeah, but Capcom is still. They canceled that dude's Code Veronica remake, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, that was.
Why
weird,
would you do that?
But
why cancel something that didn't, I don't know.
Then there. Speaking of Capcom has been on a hot streak lately. They've been making a lot of money. apparently they outsold a bunch of the games that has been coming out simply because of, they've been making hits recently, and people from EA are shocked that Capcom has been making a lot of money. And I'm like, maybe because they've been making consistent games. Yes, they have low points, but they continuously, they still make good games or quality games.
Man, Capcom's been on a roll.
Fucking 4.
Yeah, Capcom's been on a fucking roll. Even if it's just remakes, it's still a roll. I mean, you're making games for a new audience as well. So it's like, like you got people who look at Resident Evil 4, for example. You got people who only came in Resident Evil from the Resident Evil 2 remake, and now they're seeing Resident Evil 4, so they obviously gonna, play it. So I mean, good for that. I mean, listen, I give Capcom a lot of shit for other things, but I mean, no one can deny that they have been on an absolute roll right now. They have done. They are the standard for remakes, in my opinion. At this point, I don't think. You can look nowhere else.
Them and From Software when it came to that goddamn Demon Souls.
That's Blue Point. So.
Blue Point. I'm sorry.
And I'll give Blue Point their flowers too, but From Software, where the Blue Point, where Blue Point basically took the game and just kind of like updated. From Capcom completely, redid like Resi 4, Resi 2, and Resi 3.
Unfortunately for the third one.
But I mean, they're still the leaders. I'm still putting them over Blue Point because I mean, Demon Souls was fantastic, but it's literally the same game as 2009. No difference outside of like that new armor set. There's really no difference. Maybe some drop rate buffs here and there, and some quality of life things to the UI, but outside of that, it's really the same. So I gotta give it to Capcom, and it's good to see it. It's funny how in 2000, we're in 2023, and we're gonna have Resi 4 versus Breath of Tears of the Kingdom for Game of the Year. Ironic how that is expensive. Resi 4. And once again, Resident Evil 4 rearing his ugly head on the potentially Game of the Year.
I hope and pray to God they don't remake this game for the next 10 consoles.
They will.
Well,
I hope they fucking stop.
I mean, sir, that Resident Evil 4 is going to be around. I mean, it sells, and people keep on. What did fucking what's the Bethesda say about Skyrim? People keep buying it. Yep. And making it.
Buy the Skyrim Anniversary Collector's Edition. What comes with this? All the DLC. Did the other edition come with it? Yeah. So what's the point of this?
Oh, with this one, when you open up the case, there's some hot breath. There's some hot breath blowing in your face.
Yes, and sparkles come out, and then glitter. Like, shut up. Anywho, the next thing we'll talk about, speaking of games that are from the past, I believe, Darkwave, you brought this question up. It was if retro games you want to see actually come back, you love to see return.
Oh, yes. Well, I don't know if y'all have known, but I have been playing a lot of Tenchu lately. Because,
oh, God.
I miss Tenchu.
Look, alright.
And I'm not talking about Tenchu Z. I'm talking about, I tried
Never mind.
Tenchu Z to work. It didn't work. So, but I've been playing, before that I was playing Wrath of 7.
Ooh, okay, you actually playing the good ones. Okay.
Yes.
From Software in their heyday. Before their heyday.
I've owned them, so. But yes. Yeah. So it made me wonder what game. And I'm not going to choose Tenchu for my retro game. That would be too simple. Mm-hmm. But what retro game, if you had to choose, could be any era, that you would love to see either brought back for a new installment or complete remake, like in the vein of Capcom's remakes. What and I'll give my answer last, but what would be a retro game if I want?
Easy for me, it would be Metal Gear, because that's overdue for an update.
It's all 3 apparently, so there you go.
Well, I mean, apparently. But until I see it, I don't believe it. It's Konami. What the fuck have they been doing for years? Anywho, it'd be like Metal Gear Solid 3 actually would be the greatest, or Metal Gear Solid 4. So, like, legit, as I told people, I even said this, how the fuck am I ever going to play Metal Gear Solid 4 ever again? There's no possible way I can play it without getting a PS3 and a copy of the game, or the Metal Gear collection, which is only on the PS3 and Xbox, which is a pain in the ass to even hook up my PlayStation to play. So, what the fuck?
Yeah. Spirit?
This one I actually did think about slightly, and I think I actually might have mentioned it a few times. Now, of course, I can't say Crash Bandicoot. They did the trilogy, and there's a new Crash Bandicoot game, and another one actually getting ready to come out, and they did CTR. They remade that. Can't say Ratchet and Clank because they actually just did a new game and stuff on for PS5. That game was fantastic. Let me see. Spyro, they also brought back 3 of them, so that was fine. So honestly, I'm going to keep in the tradition of old school Sony games and things like that. I would like to see Jak and Daxter brought back, remade, rebooted. I like to see that.
Isn't that Naughty Dog?
Yes.
No, wait, Jak and Daxter.
No,
Jak and Daxter is Naughty Dog.
Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that Sucker Punch?
No.
I honestly don't know. I don't think it's
Daxter is Naughty Dog. I'm 90% sure it's Naughty Dog.
I definitely
it's
think
Naughty Dog. It's Naughty
But
Dog.
yeah, I would like to see Jak and Daxter brought back. Certain games, like bringing back Crash Bandicoot, they themselves didn't even think that it was going to do that good. They were like, they came out and actually thanked us and thanked the fans and stuff like that. They didn't realize that this game was going to, the trilogy was going to do quite so good, that them redoing CTR was going to be so good, because it's like, okay, yeah, now we got monies to go definitely put towards the fourth one, to the new one. I didn't know y'all wanted it. We was like, fuck yeah. So those old school type of games and things like that were one of the ones that I played by myself and I beat by myself, and I took really great pride and just brought so many good memories. Again, nostalgia feel. I would like to see that. I would like to see Jak and Daxter brought back, remade, rebooted, and surprisingly enough, this may sound so weird, I would actually like to see Banjo-Kazooie brought back too.
Well, Xbox on Rare, so
I know, and to see with that, it's just me with the nostalgia and stuff like that for it. Because that other Banjo-Kazooie game, that game was that game was
Nuts and bolts.
We'll talk about that game, but yeah, I lean more heavily towards Jak and Daxter. I played all 3. I played 3 of them, and then when I got to the racing ground, I was like, ooh, yeah, no, I'm done.
Well, again, like I said, I am not going to choose Tenchu, although I would, enjoy Tenchu coming back. I think it's long overdue. The retro game I would love to see, because I loved it as a kid, was Bushido Blade series. Bushido Blade 1 and 2 from the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, but
those
Square,
games,
oh my god.
Yeah, back when Square was actually a respectable company. Sorry if that triggers me. But
that kind of triggers me.
Fuck Square.
Fuck off. But
that game was one of the greatest samurai games I've ever played. The fact that one, especially the PvP, the fact that the match could end at any minute. There'll be times you can hit someone that's you hurt, and then there are times where you hit someone that's dead instant. I love it
because it was realistic.
The fact that back in those times we had things like, oh, I cut your arm, it didn't kill you, now you can't use the arm, you're impeded, or I hit your leg and it didn't kill, you didn't die from the leg shot or whatever. So now the the leg, you're slower because of your leg. I mean, that game, specifically Bushido Blade 2, was, I almost want to say ahead of its time, because it did things that games now don't even do. A lot of games, you got For Honor out there. They don't really do that. They don't do the injury system, which I think, was one of the best things about Bushido Blade. It's a shame that the only way you can really play it is to A, play on the PS3, and B, get it from the Japanese store, which is a crop of shame. But,
or emulated,
yeah. Which I might do too later on tonight, to be honest with you. But
I'm not gonna lie to you myself. I'm probably better go download it as soon as we're done with the podcast.
But I just that game, man. Like I know everyone loves the Tekkens, and listen, I love that. Especially with 8 coming out with June, and that alone has priority. But
wait, what? I didn't hear that last part.
I said I love Tekken, and I said that takes priority because June is finally back. Story. I'm all about story.
Yeah.
But if they announced Bushido Blade 2 tomorrow, I'd buy it day one. It wouldn't even be a question. They could announce the PS1 version on PS4. That would almost if they put Bushido Blade 1 on the little PlayStation Extras, I would almost consider. I ain't gonna say I would because of money, but I would almost consider buying the highest tier just so I can have Bushido Blade 2 on my console, just so I can play it pretty much at any given moment. That's how much I love that game. It's a shame we never got another one because, well, Square.
I mean, because they got Enix at the time.
Ooh,
but
I'm gonna go ahead.
And then there's, for me, I also want to add Breath of Fire to that because that's an RPG franchise that's almost, comparable to Final Fantasy in terms of how good it is, but we haven't seen one in a very long time, and the last one was a mobile game, and you know how that goes.
Who did Usher's Wrath? What studio did that one? That game?
Capcom.
I would like to actually see something else with that.
Oh, that team disbanded.
Okay, but the question was retro game, bring back whatever like that. That was the question.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that team disbanded. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just like I would love to see a Beautiful Joe, but or another Okami. But that team disbanded. We both know that Left 4 Dead is 3 is never happening.
I mean, 2.5 came out.
Valve can't count past 2.
And 2.5 that came out was entertaining for like 2-3 months.
It's probably because how we played it.
I thought that 2-3 months. I mean, it was fun when it was.
I said that time when you quit because the door was opened again. That was the worst. But yeah, honestly, and this fucked up part with Back 4 Blood is, sorry about that. Fucking Left 4 Dead 2 is still a better game.
Yes, it is, and it's still fun.
It has more detail in it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yes, I can tell the difference between different special zombies. I know what a charger is. I know what he looks like, what he sounds like. I know a spitter. I know what she looks like. Unfortunately, what she sounds like, I can differentiate between the infected.
Oh yeah, and the music happened, and it's just oh, by the way, like 4 people from that game made Back 4 Blood, not the whole team. So we need to stop saying the team who made that game, because that's why that game is, not good compared to Left 4 Dead 2/1.
None of these like 4-player zombie type Left 4 Dead type games where it's zombies or medieval knights or the fuck, none of them are as good as Left 4 Dead. Partly because there's been so many copies. For me, it's been partly because there's so many clones that I've just gotten tired of the formula. Like the formula. Like if Left 4 Dead 3 was announced tomorrow, I wouldn't even buy it. I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought of another retro game. I'm so sorry. Because I was thinking, I was like, it has to do with Pokemon. And they may actually do it because they did Pokemon Snap. I'm gonna sound like such a dweeb. I would like to see them remake or pretty much reboot fucking Pokemon Coliseum. That game was fun. The shit that was on the GameCube, whatever like that, with the little shadow Pokemon. That's how we get the shit in Pokemon Go that does that. I would like to see them redo or remake fucking Pokemon Coliseum. That shit would sell like hotcakes, just like Pokemon Snap did. Okay, that's it for me. Sorry.
Well, that's a hot take. That's a hell of a hot take. I didn't really like Coliseum, but I mean, I wasn't really a fan of the GameCube Pokemon games, especially Gale of Darkness. That shit was trash. But
that shit was awful.
I did not like Gale of Darkness. Gale of Darkness, I didn't like. Coliseum. No, I always
that's the
said.
one with the dark Pokemon that you just said.
I would love to see Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, Pokemon Stadium. They may actually do that because now, of course, they have it with the N64 and then play it, which I still have to sit here and get so I can whoop a certain someone's ass in a mini game. But definitely, they may actually do it with Coliseum. I think, honestly, Coliseum, Stadium, and they will have to figure out some way, but I'm sure in 2023, 2024, there's technology to be able to do it. Hey You Pikachu, because that was a hot selling game too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually like Pokemon Channel. That game was actually pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty fun for me.
No, screw it, man. Give me back my Monster Rancher game on PS1.
No, oh god.
Oh yes.
Oh god. But
yeah, it was great.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of the people who make these games are so focused on nonsense and or focus on making their company a better company. Capcom being the one making the company a better company, and Square being the ones that are only focused on fucking Final Fantasy at this point, because the last non-Final Fantasy games have been trash
and closed.
Forspoken
And closed.
You said what?
I said and closed. Hey, this character needed to have like all these shiny buttons and zippers, and we need to have him wear like the freshest Nikes.
That's Tetsuya Nomura. Let's not make him.
I don't fucking care. I don't care. Like just exactly like how Darkwave is completely done or fucks off with Assassin's Creed games. That's pretty much what my feeling is for fucking Square. What everything Square. Tetsuya Nomura, fucking Square, all of that bullshit. Just like how I am not going to be buying another Pokemon, a brand new Pokemon game, I will not be buying another Square fucking game. I don't even give a shit if magically Square takes over and they're like, hey, here's Jack and Daxter. Nope, not buying it.
Wow. Yeah, Square's been on a little bit of a what the fuck are you doing lately, especially with the NFT project they're trying to do.
For me, Square for me is EA for you. Wild thing.
Ew.
Exactly.
Okay. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to say about the gaming industry before we move on to everyone's favorite part of the podcast?
You mean least favorite part? Wrestling is terrible?
Oh.
There we go.
Hey, why you gotta start yelling as soon as we talk about the
Overwatch 2 PvP? Overwatch 2 PvP canceled, and let the tears flow from those who actually gave a shit.
All right.
Even though there's a PvE thing coming, but I don't know. The original mode.
Yeah, they canceled the original PvE mode, and I was like, so now remove the 2.
There's a lot of things in it. I mean, at least it's. Listen, I don't know. I honestly, I never cared. Like, not saying I wouldn't have minded for the lore. Like, I would only care because of the lore. But
yeah,
outside of that, I mean, let's be real. I don't think. I think most people even forgot that thing was even coming. Like,
I didn't, because Overwatch 2 was literally based on the fact.
Like, I forgot because I didn't care. Like, I never cared for a true PvE mode. It was something that would have been nice. I don't know if I would have paid for it, depending on the price. But
oh yeah,
it's like you didn't bring it out at launch. You didn't bring it out this year at all. It hasn't got nothing, no trailers, nothing. We got no. It's just like, okay, whatever. I mean, we're still getting a PvE mode, but it's not in the form of what it was. I mean,
with skill trees and shit, and new.
I just want more
characters.
I just want more.
Shit.
I did. I cared about the lore.
I didn't care. And the fact you mentioned like the story mode. Oh, well, story mode. They've been talking about story mode since the first fucking Overwatch. That shit not coming out. They ain't doing no story mode.
Exactly.
Well, that's what Overwatch 2 was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be that, and now they failed because it's like instead of just keep like they wanted to do this big ambitious thing, and it's like, or you can just keep it simple, like. Just do what you've done for the other PvE modes and just put story cutscenes behind it. No one's asking you to reinvent the wheel of Overwatch. We know what we get. They were changing abilities and doing this and doing that, and skill trees. It's like, I don't think anyone cares. I think the only thing people give a fuck about with Overwatch is the lore of the actual characters that they like. Legitimately, that is the only thing. People want to see, you know, how did Genji actually get fucked up? People want to see the relationships between Gabriel Nunes, aka Reaper, and everyone else.
Mother and daughter, like yeah.
Apparently, Soldier 76 and Reaper fought in a burning building, and I was like, oh, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we know Genji and Hanzo. We know Hanzo basically fucked up Genji to a point where he had to become a robot. I want to see it. Not be told, because we don't know how he did it. And they say the dragon, I mean, I guess, but that I still want to visually see what happened with the whole Genji and Hanzo situation.
I would like to see how it even came to that.
That made no sense because with them, they know that we fucking cared about it because when they came out with like those little shorts and like the trailers and shit, like you see with May, with like her and her team and stuff like that had got stuck, like they got froze over and she was the only one that came out that survived and stuff. You saw this shit with Tracer and Winston, like that shit. They was like, oh, it's doing so good, like it's only like 1 million views in just a few hours with this person and that person. Okay, so you see that we care about it, you see that we genuinely actually like it. Come out with this shit.
Give me a movie or anything.
Right, like that shit.
Again, every time they brought up the PvE, Overwatch 2, now I'm hearing skill trees and we're altering a bit. I'm like, why would y'all put yourself through that shit? Why? Again, no one wants a PvE mode because of new abilities and skill trees. Motherfuckers just want to know about the characters that they like. You know, reading about
it. I don't know how Moira did everything.
Yeah, reading it like, because you can't decide like, okay, you have like in Overwatch you have chaotic good characters, neutral good, chaotic evil, neutral. You need to know. We want to know how these characters really interact in the canonical events. You know, look at Kiriko. She has interaction with Sombra about things about the Hashimoto powers and stuff. You know, what Sombra may have hacked and may have gotten, you know, Kiriko, she's not going to guess it, what's the price. You know, these are these canon interactions between people, or are these just voice lines be put in the game, just shits and giggles? This is what I want to know. You know,
some of them are actually canon, and you know it.
You know some of it. You know, Genji and the rumor of, you know, Genji and Mercy having a thing. Is that legit? Is that just fan bullshit? Probably fan bullshit. But, you know, these are things that I want to see play out. Whether in a book, in a manga, preferably a movie or anything. So, it sucks that once again, You give me all these characters, and there's lore behind these characters that you give me nothing. You give me bullshit snippets in these little 2-minute clips on YouTube.
Yeah. You want to know the fucked up part? And it's as soon as you said something, I was like, wait a second. It's either you become the hero or you live long enough to become Battleborn.
Basically.
Yeah, because Overwatch killed Battleborn.
I loved Overwatch when it came out. I remember, I will never forget. Wildfang was like, "Oh, download this game, let's just try it out." What the fuck is that? I won't play this shit. I had me hooked onto the whole demo, the whole shit. Bought it day one. I was so excited for this fucking game. Tried the characters. I had the 2 characters that I knew that I was gonna fucking use. Then I started trying out more people. I was like, "Oh shit! All right, cool. You know what? Yeah, let me get." All right, I got Mercy and Zenyatta for fucking healing. I got fucking May is Bay. I got my Diva Boo. All right. Oh shit, we getting some more tanks. We getting more people. Okay, bet. This shit, the amount of hours that I sit here and put in for this game. Absolutely loved Overwatch. I love what it was. I was sitting here. I watched every single one of those little shorts that they put out and shit like that. I was so excited for this fucking game. And then the start of the decline. And this is me playing this game during the unfortunate Torbjorn fucking Bastion era. Where this shit before people got nerfed and they capped and all this other shit. So you know if I stuck around through that shit that I was still hardcore for Overwatch. That shit was just the dark days. But I liked this game and I liked the lore and stuff like that for these different characters and stuff. And then we had Torbjorn, like his daughter, Brigitte, or Brigitte, whatever.
And she broke the fucking game.
Yeah. She came in there, and then the lore with that's his daughter, but her fucking mentor is Reinhardt and shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Then it's like, bro, do something with it. And then I'm like, oh, Wildfang was so excited with Overwatch 2. I was like, I'm not buying it. He's like, even if it's free, I don't download it on my console. He downloaded it, couldn't even fucking play it. I was like, yeah, get this shit off my console.
And then all her data disappeared, and then all my data fucked up, and I was
like, get this shit off my console. Okay. I'm done.
And then literally when these motherfuckers said, oh, for the new character, you got to get to level 50 or level something on the Game Pass. I was like,
I'm not doing that. I'm done.
I was like, delete. I'm not about to waste my time to try to use the evil version of Zenyatta and a obviously gay healer. Because, yes.
I'm done. I'm so done with this fucking game. And it pisses me off that we be sitting there and get something that I get so excited about and I absolutely love. Spending so many hours playing. It's the same thing like with Left 4 Dead. The amount of hours I have played in Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. The amount of hours that I sit here playing in Overwatch. And it's just disgusting. So, fuck Overwatch 2. I don't understand if they was like, they sit here and fix this shit. If they was like, okay, here's some story mode in Overwatch 2, I'm not playing that shit. I'll watch the cutscenes and shit on fucking YouTube like everybody else.
Yep.
Oh,
I still enjoy
the new healer is pansexual.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about any of that garbage. It affects nothing. I mean,
but people are going to be obsessive over it. You know how it is.
I get it, and I'm going to tell people who cares.
Yeah, like when Tracer was announced as gay.
Yeah,
and people
and Soldier.
Yeah.
Do I care? Does that affect my rocket going to Genji's head?
No.
Okay.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, I would hope not. It's a fucking rocket. I don't think Soldier being gay should affect the rocket. Congratulations to Jack. Whatever the fuck his name. I think it is Jack. Congratulations, Jack. You're whatever. Congrats.
The third gay character in Overwatch.
Congratulations. I have more important plans. Does your healing grenade work? Thank you. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Far as Overwatch, I'll say this and we can move on. I still somewhat enjoy it. It is a shell of its former self in terms of this monetizations and all that shit.
Oh yeah, when I was playing it was fun.
I still enjoy the game from a gameplay perspective. I haven't pulled the Assassin's Creed card on it, but at the end, it is what it is, man. I feel. I mean, giving us a PvE mode for the sake of a PvE mode because of
it's
whatever
not
reason.
going to be the same.
It's not. Like, I don't care. Like, if you're not giving me lore, I'm not going. In fact, I'll probably touch it once, and if I don't see nothing of lore or significance, I'm never touching it again. What's the fucking point?
Yeah, I kind of want to know who that guy was that Widow sniped and that Zenyatta was mad about. I want to know that. I want to know why evil Zenyatta is so fucking evil. I want to know more about that guy, but I can't.
Yes. And if you don't want us to care about lore, stop putting these fucking videos out there. Stop giving us lore bits if you don't want us to care about the lore of the character.
Like you said, at this point, just come out with like fucking little comic strips. Like, look, them strips for sale. Come out with like some little.
They came out with comics. They have comics.
Come out with.
It's just no one gives a fuck.
At this point, like
like how Widowmaker took Anna's eyeball.
I don't.
Like, who cares? Show me, not. I don't want to read that. Show me, Anna getting sniped in the eyeball. Show me.
I would love to see that duel between Anna and Widowmaker. Like, these are things that, like, yes, we know it happened. We know Will shot Anna. You can hear the interaction in the game, but these are things that we want to see on actual fucking television.
like how Widowmaker didn't age, but Ana is the only one in Overwatch besides Torbjorn and what's his name that actually aged.
Exactly.
And Torbjorn is literally like 100 and some change years old. I would like to know what the fuck is going on with some of these people and why they're still young.
Tracer, old.
Tracer technically is time displaced, so she doesn't really count.
Yeah, Winston had to do the shit with her.
Yeah, she's time displaced. Soldier 76 is Super Soldier. Freaking Reaper is a Super Soldier.
I love the Lord.
Genji is clearly a robot.
More shit with Reaper.
Hanzo was old.
Sir Edgelord, I would like to know more about him.
Yeah. Like how he shot. How that one mission when he was playing with Blackwatch and he shot the fucking dude. I want to know how many more missions did he do that shit with? Because that's not possible that he just did it one time and then Blackwatch broke up. I'm like, yo, he had to be unhinged before. But he was actually pretty fucking smart. He was like, I'm just going to get out of jail. He's like, you're right. And even Moria was just like, that makes sense.
And this is also, I'm sorry, this is like the last thing I will say too with Overwatch. The reason why that gets me upset too is because Overwatch was also, besides the amount of hours I put in, and I really enjoyed this game, Overwatch was one of the ones that obviously, of course, was doing something right. You can't sit here and put a good amount of detail in your video games to where it's like, oh hey, Mei is Korean or she's Chinese, whatever. Let's get a Chinese VA to, for her. Hey, this character is Indian. This character is black. This character is Jamaican. And then actually get the actual people from that nationalities to voice these characters. So you took the time to sit here and do that, put that amount of detail in the fucking game, actually put, okay, such and such characters is gay. Like Darkwing said, unless Wishful is about to sit there and be like, yes, it's high noon. I don't care. Does that affect? I don't care.
I remember when they first announced Tracer being gay, and then people was like, who gives a fuck?
I don't fucking care.
You still not gonna get on the point and add the claps.
Then you also said, then you put it for, what's her name? Symmetra, that she actually, is autistic or whatever like that. I'm like, okay.
Dyslexic, that's something.
The thing is autistic for her, because that's why she it's autistic with her with the hands and stuff, the emotions that she does. Yeah. I believe it's autism, or whichever. But you sit there and make these characters, put all these details and shit in there, put all this work and stuff in, and then I just feel let down. And it's just like nothing with story, nothing with lore. The second game, I couldn't even play the bitch. I couldn't even play it. I tried to play it. I know you're like, oh, weird. I tried to play it. As Wild Fang, I fucking couldn't.
I mean, it's fixed now if you wanted to try it out, but...
Now it's fixed. Now it is fixed. I'm not playing it. It's done. It's done. Overwatch 2 is dead to me.
I mean, you can give it a try at least one time.
No, I'm okay. I think I think I'm fine. I'll leave it
Even if they put Sora in the game?
The fuck do I care about Sora? I go play Smash Bros.
Okay. all right. Let me stop messing with you. Speaking of, I swear to God, if they make another Smash Bros., I'm gonna fight somebody. Like, yo, you don't have to remake this.
They could put fucking Jack Skellington in this game. I wouldn't give a shit.
Damn, son. Not even Jack, your boy Jack Skellington.
No, not even the pumpkin. Not even the Pumpkin King. No.
Oh damn. Oh well. Now let's move on to things that are very long.
Oh.
And you know, I love you guys, but we have to talk about the elephant in the room. And I mean, the elephant in the room. Backlash. Let's talk about Backlash. How many of us watch Backlash? Yay!
I mean, I watched it. I think the better question is, do I remember?
No, I don't even remember Backlash. I have to pull it up on my phone about right now. Now, the only thing I remember about Backlash is Roman wasn't there for some fucking reason again, because this is what we turned WWE to. Roman.
Did he need to be there? He was going to win whatever match he was going to fucking be in anyway, so.
Yeah. At least they stopped calling it WWE WrestleMania Backlash. It's just now just Backlash again. Because Vince McMahon's a fucking idiot. Speaking of that idiot. So let's go ahead and go over the matches of I almost called it WrestleMania Backlash. Let's go over the matches of Backlash in Puerto Rico. A pay-per-view that was so fucking predictable that I genuinely didn't understand why this needed to even be as hype as it was. Like, prime example, the first match was just Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. While it was a good match, did you honestly see Bianca losing that match? Even though, yeah.
Obviously, I totally saw her losing.
There's Seth Rollins versus Omos, which...
That was the only match that was, like, unpredictable-ish. And I say ish because there's a reality that Omos could have won that match.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that was Omos's best match. But look who it was with.
Yeah, Mr. Marvel himself. Seth.
Yeah, okay.
Oh. No, he's in a Marvel movie.
He's about to play. Yeah, who's he about to play? That's all.
He's playing one of the Serpent Commando people or whatever. From in Captain America War.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's playing like the Serpent. I got the picture. He is playing. He's playing someone. He's playing one of those. They don't know the name of the person, obviously.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, can't wait. But yeah, he literally put Omos in a good match, and I was like, oh wow, why was this so hard for various people? Jesus.
I mean, look who Omos has been in the ring with. He hasn't really been in the ring with anyone like Bobby Lashley. Bobby's great, don't get me wrong, but it's Bobby Lashley.
He couldn't put him in a good match because it's like this guy is green as shit. AJ Styles didn't have a good match with him because he's too fucking green. Couldn't really do anything at the time. Yeah. It's just Commander Aziz, whatever the fuck you want to call him today. Yes. The next match was Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed, speaking of. Which I feel like that match could have been a little longer, but it was alright. It wasn't bad.
Predictable, though.
Yeah, stupid predictable.
Bad predictable.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, which is also another match that I was just like, wow, Zelina Vega's totally going to win this match.
People were saying she should have won the match, and I'm like, no.
No.
What the fuck has she done? What
was she doing? Yeah, thank you. What was she doing prior? With the LWO losing horribly, even though their sales are great? The LWO it's getting terrible out there. We had Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest, which Bad Bunny did good. It's just, if it wasn't a street fight and Bad Bunny had won, and if it wasn't a street fight, I would have fucking laughed Damian Priest out the frame if he had lost a regular match. But considering it was a street fight, he was able to actually put Bad Bunny in a good match. Was it like an absolute clinic? God, no. It was actually just an entertaining match, though.
Some people's matches are not.
Yeah, some people. The Bloodline versus Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Yeah, that match was dumb, pointless, and unnecessary. And Matt Riddle continues to lose matches consistently, which doesn't make any sense anymore, but I don't care.
I think he's been punished or something.
Yeah, I do too. And then there's the last match, which is Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
Man, we get to get this again for a second time.
Yes. And now the aftermaths. So, Rhea Ripley's next opponent is Natalya, because she beat up Dana Brooke for some fucking reason, which, you know, that doesn't make any sense in the Yeah. One of the other aftermath is we're getting Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes too. But there's a little bit of an issue that I had with the setup. First of all, why did Brock Lesnar even attack Cody Rhodes in the first place?
It's a question for months.
Okay, that's fine. Second question, when Brock Lesnar said, "Who's the coward now, Cody?" I was like, Brock, you know, a coward is a person that would attack somebody behind their back and when they're not paying attention to you. That would be you, sir. I was confused on the logic that was on display there, and I was like, you just said, "Who's the coward now?" It's you. You just snuck attack him. He didn't just beat him up. You snuck him while he was in the middle of another match, and then challenged him to another match. That am I insane on that one? Am I what?
You are insane because you're asking questions.
Okay, Shayna Baszler and what the fuck is her name?
Ronda?
Every time I say, yes, Shayna Baszler and the human answering machine is back. You know, because, you know, we missed them. And I can't wait to see them beat the champions in the tag team championship match.
Wait, Shayna Baszler.
The human answering machine.
I am drawing the blank.
Ronda Rousey.
Oh.
Your favorite superstar.
Right. Your favorite superstar.
You know.
Sure is.
It was Ronda and all that stuff that she. NyQuil for WWE.
Yes, and at least on a positive note, we got, you know, a good. We got a new belt, and you know, it's for every positive there's a negative with that, and I'm very confused. One, while the belt was great that they revealed it, why was SmackDown people even fighting for the belt?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. Granted, yes, I don't care that we're getting AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins, because you already know it's going to be, you let them do what they want, that's going to be match of the night, possible year. Yeah, that's going to be weird. Two, why did they already diminish their own fucking new belt within 5 seconds of it coming out? Yeah. I that was one of those situations I looked at my screen like, you just diminished your own belt. You just came out with this belt. You just made it seem like a secondary prop now. Why would you do this?
It is secondary.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, out of the tournament, why did they have triple threat matches instead of singles matches? And why was it LA Knight in the fucking thing, in the tournament?
What the fuck else are you doing?
I mean, they would have another match today and Friday. I mean, yesterday and Friday. You know, it's very confusing because, yeah. Oh, okay. why the fuck was Austin Theory even in the match? And then why didn't you just put Gunther also in the matches as well?
Good question.
Your guess is as good as mine. These are questions you're asking a company that don't know their head from their ass.
Okay, who is the SmackDown Women's Champion?
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley?
Okay. Why is she on Raw?
Again, you're asking questions that WWE don't even want to answer on themselves.
Okay, I was just making sure I wasn't fucking crazy with some of these questions.
Wild card rule?
No. Okay, why is Omos a free agent? Why not just put that man on a brand and call it the fucking day?
Why do you care? It's Omos.
Well, she's not wrong.
I mean, if I want to care about Omos, I don't want to see Omos every fucking week, every day. I would like Omos to be on something.
You want him to be on the brand so that way you can know which brand to not watch?
That, and he can find a mentor to get better at
Nobody
wrestling.
teaching that big bitch. Nobody teaching him shit.
But MVP.
That
MVP is a good dude. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he can teach him anything.
No. Even fucking Daniel Bryan would not be able to teach him. No.
Okay. All right.
You guys
so
are unfair to the mighty Omos.
All right. So, I like the fact that there was a battle royale. Why did they do that for Gunther's next opponent?
Because he's positive. And Saudi. Because, Saudi
royales, it's a good way to not sit here and have to do with a storyline. Shit, we actually would have to think somewhat if we try to sit here and do a storyline for his next opponent. Battle royale, he'll let that figure it out. There you go.
Okay, that makes sense. But then why did Ali win the thing? What has Ali done in the last?
Exactly.
Saudi Arabian descent.
Literally just answered your question, man.
Then why the fuck did Mansoor?
We actually just both answered your
Mansoor
question.
is a fucking
model. He's a fashion model, whatever.
He's that now. He's no longer taken seriously on this brand. Not that he ever really was, but.
And also, it would be highly fucking obvious that they would just be using Mansoor just for fucking Saudi. They'd be like, alright, they're not that fucking stupid. It's like the other times when you had him in the next.
They did with Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal actually also was a champion. As much as I hate saying it like that. Yeah, exactly.
That was the worst championship decision that they ever did for India. And he's Canadian. That's what made it even worse. I was like, Vince, are you stupid? Do you know where Canada is and India is? Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
We ask this every time, and we reply with the same answer. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, Night of Champions, and isn't it Saturday coming up?
No.
Oh, it's the 27th. It's in 2 weeks. So then, they didn't need triple threat matches for the... They could have just had regular... All right, bro, I'm done. All right.
A lot of things on you how to win.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I have a question for you. Why is Roman and Solo fighting for the tag team belts? Do they know it could not only be a huge disaster?
Huh? Giving Roman 4 belts.
Because we said couldn't get her done.
Okay. Does WWE realize what would happen if Roman wins that match and how screwed they'd be after that?
No, because Vince doesn't care.
Okay. I just noticed that.
Roman always wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope.
If he doesn't win, he's not getting pinned, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, if they have Roman win, they would potentially fuck up their belts for lifetimes.
If Roman wins,
yeah.
Look at this. If Roman wins, if I was a tag team, I would just ask to stay home all year.
And he's gonna be like, "Who's next? I've beaten everybody," and I'm gonna be like, "Well, Roman, great. Now you become even more boring." Jesus fucking Christ! Why did they do that?
Hey, bro.
Hold up, no, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. That didn't happen yet. I'm just, I don't believe that what's it called. But if the Uso twins interfere and beat the shit out of Roman, it'd probably make it, a little bit better. But we both know what's gonna happen. Roman's gonna win.
Man,
and yeah.
I'm not watching the match, though. I meant what I said. I'm not watching. Even if he loses this match, I don't care. Like this whole bloodline shit.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you, but I'm gonna watch it for you then.
Yeah, even if it's the first match of the show, I just won't watch the match. I'm
more excited for AJ versus Seth.
I'll do anything else but watch that. I'll fucking go.
Yeah. Right. Next, Saudi Arabia. I mean, not Saudi Arabia. Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes
for the second time.
If Brock Lesnar wins the match, would it be a third match?
Yes.
Okay. What is the point at this point?
I don't see what the point of them going back and forth and shit like this, or having a second match, because obviously you want to keep Cody winning. You obviously want to keep Cody, unless they're going to figure out some finishing-ish kind of way. Cody's going to still get fucked over or whatever like that, but still comes out the match looking strong. There's that option, or you have to sit here and have Cody fucking win. Because if you have him just lose clean, you could that does not already look good. But then of course you don't want to sit here and fuck over Brock Lesnar, because you want to always keep the beast looking, like a beast.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar they backed themselves into a corner again doing this fucking rematch. So now, the only thing I'm interested about is to see how they just fucking try to get out of it.
Okay. I really don't think they can.
They're gonna have to do like another fuck finish, but then it's gonna be begs the question. I just thought about it too. It begs the question. Even if you do it where a fuck finish where Cody still looks strong, he gets fucked over, whatever, Brock wins. It's like, okay, goddamn, this is the second fucking match that, like, Cody, at this point, you're just a fucking idiot now, because it's the second fucking match, the second fucking heel that you're going up against, and you technically won, but you got fucked over. Like,
yeah,
looks stupid.
Yeah. I honestly agree with that 110%. They're just gonna look dumb. But these are questions that I just have about this company at this point. What do you think is going to be the best match at? What do you think is going to be the best match at Night of Champions? Even though it doesn't make any fucking sense that every belt should be defended, and Roman's not defending his titles.
That is a very good question.
Why is it even Night of Champions at that point? I just thought about it. If Austin Theory's not defending his title, is he?
Not yet.
Wait a second. I just thought about it. At Night of Champions, I just don't care about the titles of these pay-per-views anymore. I'm sorry, my bad. PLEs. I mean, if next Survivor Series where I don't get champion versus champion matches, I'm going to actually be pissed off. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna do what I need to do. Move on. Also, I have my final question for the night. All right, for you guys. Why don't they separate the tag team belts? Why didn't the good guys separate the fucking tag team belts?
I've been asking that question for years.
Why would they? I don't know. If I'm a face and I'm a confident face, I would give one of the belts to the opposite brand that I'm on.
Nah. We don't want that. We want the divisions merged.
Okay, well then make it one belt, not undisputed championship champions.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this company? Well, Triple H is supposed to be better. Why?
All trips, man.
You said what, Darkwave?
Not all trips. You know, Vince McMahon and Ronnie Craig at a higher level, as he said.
Oh yeah. He said I'm running creative at a higher level, and I
Not
said
in the weeds.
I need to see a red dot right now on his head. Please, somebody have a red dot, and then they cut the footage, which I know what will happen. But you know, that's just wishful thinking. I don't wish death upon anybody except Vince McMahon. I'm sorry, guys. This is a joke. It's a joke. I don't wish death upon anybody. For anybody listening to this podcast who try to cancel me, even though this podcast is not $1 million, dollar podcast or anything like that. You know, it's just a regular podcast. Actually, no. I do have one more question for you guys. Who the fuck is Roman's next opponent?
Probably Bobby Lashley.
What the fuck? Why would it be? Oh my god.
Or better yet,
Nobody.
his next opponent. Actually, I know. Roman Reigns' next opponent is his toilet. He'll be at home.
Oh, Roman Reigns.
Actually,
Well, I was gonna say maybe his wife, because he's working on some more kids. He already got like 5.
well, as I said, somebody asked a question on Twitter, and they said, "Who's Roman's next opponent?" I said, Air.
I
Because
just said Jesus
it.
Christ.
Air, because Air has to acknowledge him next.
Well, Jesus Christ has to too, because we always, that's what I feel like saying. Outside of Jesus.
No, but like legitimately though. Oh god. Legitimately though,
Okay.
I genuinely hope they really, really, really stop with this 1,000-day title reign thing. And they're gonna make it so like he had these belts for 1,000 days and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. So is anybody gonna break the record in the future? No? Oh, okay.
No.
Then stop this. We both know it's not gonna happen. Even though better people deserve it better. Like legitimately. Would I give somebody like a Seth Rollins or AJ Styles the belts and have their break record? Yeah. 110%. Finn Balor? Oh yeah. Freaking Bobby Lashley? Most likely. As long as he had entertaining feuds. Gunther? Oh yeah. Gunther's been doing it right. Have him keep that goddamn Intercontinental Champion for the longest fucking time. Jesus Christ. But alright. Did anybody have anything else to say before I let you fucking go?
No, not at all.
And none at all.
Didn't say the magic word.
What? I'm confused.
Jurassic Park.
I haven't seen Jurassic Park in like 20 years.
Didn't say the magic word. Didn't say the fucking word, bitch.
I think that's the director's cut version, sir.
Yeah, what's
I was at pit. I was like, yo.
He ain't say the password, bitch. Wow, that's the.
Or well, technically, because it was Samuel L. Jackson. Motherfucker.
I'm tired of these motherfucking passwords.
Raptors and this motherfucking.
We got to show that movie for Samuel Jackson.
I love Samuel Jackson.
He got destroyed in that movie.
Yeah, he did get destroyed in that movie, but he's a highly accomplished actor now. You know what? Samuel Jackson should be Roman Reigns' new opponent. Bad Bunny. If they announce Bad Bunny as Roman's next opponent, what would you guys say? This is the final question of the night.
I wouldn't say anything.
He's better than Logan Paul.
No, to me, Bad Bunny and Logan Paul are the same.
I'd say Logan.
Well, I mean, I give to Bad Bunny, but that's just slightly. And Bad Bunny actually went down a few notches because he's dating a Kardashian, or excuse me, a Kardashian. So yeah.
He did what?
He's dating a Kardashian now.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Don't ask me fucking which one.
He's dating a rich girl that was talking about work. Ayo,
I'm surprised
when I saw
they know,
Kardashian talk about
because you know they
people
love
who don't
black
work. Yeah, I was like, a Kardashian talking about people working hard.
Yeah, that was
wow.
Yeah, that was Kim. She got bombastic. Bombastic. I said
Lombasted.
bombastic. Bombastic.
She worked hard to get her fame. She had to do some things to get her fame. She worked hard.
Of
No,
course
she
she did. It takes a lot of work to sit here and be able to suck some black dick. Of course.
Wow.
Am I lying?
No.
No.
I wouldn't know either.
And actually, she wouldn't know. Actually, it's not even hard work because Ray J did most of the work in the video anyway.
Yeah, Ray J was sweating.
I guess maybe it's hard work to bend over, but I don't.
Yeah, I guess she got to bend over and then also spread her cheeks. I guess.
I guess.
Kim, people got to work hard. Kim, of all people, working hard is not something that you should be talking about. You shut up. But anywho, we've talked enough on this podcast.
Yes.
Once again, anybody have any final words before I let you go?
I have named my horse in this game Buttermilk. And she is beautiful.
What game is this?
Epona. Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm not spending $7 for that.
That's fine. That's fair.
Yeah, it makes sense.
My brain.
Yeah.
I mean,
Axel Primal.
I can't wait for that game. What's the game?
Me neither. Yeah, me neither. Anywho. Yeah. I love you guys. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Hopefully this podcast actually sounds good because I am definitely recording myself with Audacity. And you guys are being recorded with
Bombastic side-eye?
And we're cutting the contact off now. Podcast. I said contact.
It is contact.
Side-eye.
Shut up.
It's failing today on this fight. I don't know why.